Hello and welcome back to brosBTalking, your favourite podcast.
On a Wednesday night.
Yeah, your favourite podcast starting at 7:30 on Twitch. Your favourite podcast on the brosBTalking channel.
No, I didn't know. I reckon favourite podcast on a Wednesday at 7. I reckon we've got that slot. We're basically like the new we're new EastEnders, and then the Lads Lounge are like the Coronation Street, but I don't even know if I really should have shouted them out, but
I'll give them a shout out. Shout out to Lads Lounge. They were
stealing
one
the
day
name.
quicker at getting the name.
Yeah, and we thought of the name way before that, so like don't even get too excited about that. Oh, I'm Toby, by the way.
And I am driftBGS, also known as Bobby.
Drifty.
So, Toby, how have you been?
I've been all right. I've been travelling on the train today, so got
Nice.
to see a bit of the countryside. That was quite nice. Nice to sort of get out of the city. Went for a dog walk, and then it was sort of like the perfect weather for a dog walk, because it's sort of like a bit nippy when you first get out, but by the time you're sort of getting back in, like you're quite warm. It's only sort of like the wind that's sort of like hitting you a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Apart from that, just sort of enjoying my last few days before I go back to back to uni. And then I also played some football Monday, but I can talk about that in a minute. What about you? How have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been good, just working. Did I do anything on the weekend? Didn't do anything on the weekend. I played a game called Blackstone Fortress with Becky, just me and Becky. It's like a board game, Warhammer based.
Who won?
It's cooperative, actually. You fight your way through dungeons, basically.
That is actually pretty cool, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you've got like a D20 and you roll it, and the enemies have like sort of behavior graphs, and if you roll like a 17, it lines up with something, and it'll be like attack or run away, and so you can do the enemies doing their own thing, while me and Becky try and get secrets and treasures for our little characters. It was pretty cool. I do enjoy it.
How long does a game of that usually last then?
So you do like a couple of missions, so it can last anywhere from like an hour and a half to 3 hours generally.
3 hours, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a long board game.
To be fair, that's nothing compared to like a game of Risk or something, is it?
No, yeah, game of Risk. You're talking 5 hours, aren't you?
Well, I was about to say, I remember me and my little brother, Ollie. We played a game of Risk, and I shit you not, we were playing that game for about 8 months. We stopped the game when we moved house. And I was just there like, look, you just got to accept defeat here, Ollie. Like, I'm dominating.
What was the situation like at the end?
Oh, like, it was a Star Wars one.
Okay, cool. So no countries. You had Andor.
No, there was like there was like 5 islands.
Yeah.
And I had 4 of them.
Okay.
And like I'd sort of dominated basically, and then also got a bit lucky as well. And then I basically expanded, and he put all of his money into big ones. And then my smaller forces, he would beat them on the whole, but every now and then one of my small forces would wipe out one of his big ones. And then my big force was just on the other planets, just spreading. And then it was just taking out all of his ones that only had like 1 soldier on each one.
Oh yeah, he's like reserve ones.
Yeah, exactly. He only had 1s and stuff like that. And then he had 3 or 4 5s, because you go up to 5, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For the biggest unit. But I sort of tended to go with moving around in 2s or 3s.
Yeah, that's always my strat as well. Try and build up 3.
You can, and with a 2 and a 3, you can still wipe out a 5.
Yeah, because it's just a dice. You can only attack with so many and defend with so many as well.
But when you got 1, you are sort of like up against it.
Yeah, you can attack with 2 and defend with 3, isn't it? Or something like that.
Well, no, you can. Well, obviously, there's lots of different rules, but the way we were doing, like, you just whatever you had, you attacked with, and whatever you you defended with.
Okay.
But the defending team always wins if it's a draw.
Yeah, that's
And
the classic.
then if the defending team wins, they take one of yours. So if you attacked me with a 3 and I had a 3 and I beat you, you would go back to the place you was before you attacked me, and you'd go back as a 2 though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Talking about risk, mate, that we do, me and you, brosBTalking, we need to have a 1v1 at risk. I'm telling you.
I've got the
or
game.
We can even try and get a few people involved, because I think that'd be awesome.
It would be fun, yeah. I've got the
But
game
Becky would
on
be
PC.
key for that, surely.
Yeah, Becky would do it. She won't understand what's going on, but she'll give it a go.
You know she'll end up winning.
Yeah, no, she does have good
You're like,
beginner's
she doesn't
luck.
know what's going on, and then it'll be the one that ends up winning.
Thinking about it, she does actually know how to play Risk. I think she plays it with her dad.
Well, I was about to say, I couldn't. If she can play all like Warhammer games, and you guys have played like Dungeons and Dragons before, I swear.
Yeah, no, we have played one session of Dungeons and Dragons.
So exactly. So if you can learn all those rules and stuff, then I think she'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, she would be. She would be.
What about yourself for Christmas? Because
Okay.
mine's not as exciting because I didn't really have as much interactions.
All right, so me and Becky, nearly called her Pecky then. We don't live at our parents anymore, so we travel to Becky's parents for Christmas and then travel to my parents for New Year's. It was some of the conditions we were driving in here in the UK. It was so rainy.
Whereabouts? Where do you have to travel to Becky's parents and then like give us sort of like mileage here? Like, what are we talking?
Oh, mileage wise, I'm not sure. So we live in Lincolnshire. We went across to Derbyshire, the Peak District, and then from there we went down to South Wales. So for UK people, it's quite a long journey. You know, we're talking an hour and a half to 2 hours across to Derbyshire, and then 3 hours, 4 hours.
Well, that's still like 5-6 hours altogether. And
yeah,
then you came up to Cardiff.
Yep, that's 50 minutes away from my parents.
And then you had to go back as well.
Yep. Yeah, and then all the way back. That's about 4 hours.
From your parents back home.
A lot of driving, and the conditions weren't too great. They were fine on the way back to Lincoln, but the worst was driving from Becky's parents to my parents, because me and Becky wanted to meet up with a uni friend just for like a quick lunch, because he happens to be in the vicinity of the Peak District. The rain was torrential, and it's the only time I've ever been driving, and I've aquaplaned, so where my wheels lose traction, while I was going uphill. And my car just slowed down rapidly and the wheels spun. And I was like, oh my God. That's how wet it was. But yeah, it was horrendous. But, you know, all good fun. It was
Oh no, I driving in sketchy weather, like clean roads when it's like icy, just like I just always imagine them just sort of just skidding across.
Yeah, and the skid is so fucking scary in a car. It is so bad.
No, I was about to say it's not exactly the one. I'm sure you could drift into it like a rally car driver could.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you never expect to spin out, and when you do start to spin out, you've not hit it at the right angle, or you're not like, you've got to turn into it a little bit and then take your foot off the accelerator, drop a gear, and just kind of let it take you for a bit. It's very scary. It's actually only the second worst conditions I've driven in the Peak District. I once drove along a road called Rake Road, which is notorious because it's near Buxton, and it was snowing, and it was like a blizzard, and I was genuinely spinning out on every corner. But it was at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like drifting around every corner.
Mate, fuck that honestly sounds like a fucking nightmare. Like if I was watching that like scene in a movie, I'd be like, he's gonna die.
No, I was singing nervously to my music. I was like fully. I remember there was in like a little town. I think it was a Morrison's or a Lidl or something. There was a roundabout near it, and as I approached the roundabout, I literally just lost all traction and drifted around the roundabout. And I thought, oh, this is not going to be good. And then the snow was just so heavy.
Oh my God, nah. fuck that, honestly. Like, the only way I'd like drive in snow is if it was like thick snow and I had like the big cars, you know, with like the wheels that have like the high up wheels.
Oh yeah, the monster truck.
No, not monster truck. Like the wheels with like arms, like the long arm wheels.
The long arm wheels.
You got to know what I mean. Like you got it's almost like they're like imagine a car, okay,
Right.
and then imagine the car is in a press up position, and now it's gonna push up
Okay.
like that.
So like a truck, not a monster truck, just a
No,
normal
not
truck.
like a truck. Not like a monster truck.
Okay. Okay.
Just the long arm wheels.
So it's like on stilts.
No. No. It's like hydraulics,
Oh yeah, yeah. No. I do kind of know what you mean.
mate. Watch Cars if you don't know what I mean.
Are you referring to the animated Pixar film?
I am referring to that film, yes.
Not
But
Cars 2.
No, just Cars. I wouldn't. Do you know how many piston cups Lightning McQueen has without looking up?
Doesn't he have a 13 or 11?
7, I think it is.
Oh shit.
Hang
Damn.
on, let me Google it.
Yeah, fact check me.
How many piston?
He gives up a couple, doesn't he? Because he helps the blue car win in the first one. And then
It's one of the top searches.
is it one of the top searches? It's everyone wants to know.
Yeah, 7 piston cups.
Oh my god. So who's the car that you're
you hear
referencing?
that they're bringing out a 4th one?
I hope it's not a secret agent one again, because that one, Cars 2, is just crazy. I'm sorry. Makes no
Have you seen
sense.
Cars 3?
I have, but I don't remember what happened in it at all.
I haven't watched Cars 3, but I'm excited for Cars 4.
You haven't even seen it. I can't even remember. I think it's a similar plot to the first one, where like, except for he doesn't go down bad as much. But
No,
like, you know, he's getting older.
No, but they're just newer and they're rinsing him.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like, he has the same sort of like, he's down bad because he's not like as good at racing as he once was. I don't know.
7 piston cups is pretty.
It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. How many piston cups does the old man that coaches him when he's in?
Who won the most piston cups? As of now, 5 characters have known to have won the piston cup. Doc Hudson won. Yeah, Doc won 3 titles.
Okay.
Chick Hicks and Jackson Storm have won 1
Okay.
title each, and Lightning McQueen and the King are tied for most wins of any cup winning character, winning 7 each. But what I will say, they may be tied for 7 all, but let's not forget that the King,
Right.
last piston win was because of McQueen. So McQueen would have had that.
Yeah, that's true. Is the King the one that he pushed over the line?
Yeah, and that's what made him, and now they're level.
Right. Well, that's
But
sort of
they're
hollow, isn't
level. It? But the King's last one was McQueen pushing him over, and that's what happened in the end of the first one.
I saw a TikTok of someone like my reaction as a 7-year-old watching Lightning McQueen throw the piston cup to save like King.
Oh mate,
he was face palming.
I'm still pissed off to this day. Like,
to this day.
Go, oh, it's nice. I'm like, no, but I would just go over the line, let him finish second. Like, still else as well. Like,
you'd bump him a bit and just let him roll over the line, and you get the win. It's not about winning, Toby.
It is. It's a competitive sport.
That's what Mater told him. It's not about winning. It's about teamwork and love. Love for your family and your hillbilly girlfriend.
But that King was neither his family nor hillbilly girlfriend. So I feel like your logic is flawed a little bit.
It is definitely flawed. I don't know. Was the King nice or something?
Oh yeah, no, the King was like a stand-up guy, to be fair.
Oh, maybe that's why he gave him the win. Pretty solid dude. As the car goes.
I have this question written down nowhere, and yet it's the most thing I've been like most interested in. I'm like, whoa.
Have you seen Planes?
Oh, mate, I didn't rate Planes, but I watched it, but I didn't rate it as much as everyone else did.
No, I haven't actually seen it. All I know is that the World War II happened in the car world because his granddad took part in the Battle of Midway.
What?
There's a scene where his granddad
Whose
dive
granddad?
bombs.
What? The Planes granddad?
I think so. Or maybe it's not the plane's granddad. Maybe it's just the character. He dive bombs with fellow dive bombers, and a Japanese assumed Japanese car world ship. Is that alive? I'm not sure. I think it is because he gets rescued, doesn't he, by like fighter jets and there's like little cars on the aircraft carrier. But regardless,
Mate, I'm telling you, I watched about 50 or 60% of this film. None of what you're saying did I see.
no, there is. I've seen clips of it.
No, I'm not denying it, but I feel like you might have got the wrong end of the stick.
But there's like actual flak being put up in the air. This aircraft carrier is desperately trying not to be bombed, and then the character gets like hit by flak and flaming wreck hits the sea. Very intense for a planes
I think that
cars
could
film.
happen to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yeah,
Anyway.
so pretty intense. What was Car Hitler like?
I don't think they're allowed to make him.
What was the Eastern Front like? What was the Kaliningrad? What was that like?
You're asking me more questions than I know the answers to. I'm not going to lie.
I guess we'll see in Cars 4.
Stay tuned. We'll be covering that.
Cars 4, World at War.
Yeah, you know when I said I wanted to cover some like movie and TV shows, Cars wasn't necessarily on my mind, but yeah, I don't think we should dismiss it.
How do car children work?
I know what they do. Instead of going to bed,
right.
they go to the garage.
Oh yeah.
And they make a car, and they just probably kiss whilst building the car, and then they probably get bits of them and put it on the car.
Oh yeah, maybe that's like robots. They can like build their own child.
Yeah, that was a mad scene. I remember that. Robots was a mad film. He was a dishwasher. Like, that was pretty unlucky. Like, yeah, as it goes, you're like, fuck. You're like, what else could I do? And they're like, KP, and you're like, hang on, let me think. It's just like, I don't know, like a week or 2 weeks later, you're like, you just go back in, you're like, yeah, KP. Like, it'd be an easy job for you, I guess, because you're just putting them in your belly and it does the job. Or does he have to focus on the wash?
I feel like there's a scene where he's talking to someone and it dings and it opens up. So I don't think he even has to focus on the wash.
Yeah, but I can shit whilst talking to someone, so it can plop whilst I talk.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know.
And that was a bit of a hell of a statement. That.
Yeah, but look, it's not untrue. It's not untrue.
It's not untrue. I've talked to many people whilst having a shit. I
haven't. Not that many people.
I've genuinely. I think I've spoken to nearly all my mates having a shit.
Oh, fucking hell. You call us all the time. I knew you must have been having a shit at least a couple of times.
Why do you think I'm always like, look, everyone's got time. I'm there, like, we all have a shit every day. So, like, give us a call. Yeah, what are you up to? Having a shit? I'm like, no way. I always like to go on my notes when I'm having a shit. Write some ideas.
Some big ideas.
Like, yeah, but mate, when I start getting really good ideas, though, it works both ways. I get really good ideas whilst having a shit, but if I start having some epiphanies, I need a shit.
Oh, you've gotten used to it. You've like learned the behavior.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It works both ways now.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Always had the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, you know, when you come up with a new Cars fanfic, you just shit yourself.
Right, let's sort of go a little bit back to what we were talking about.
Cars.
Did you to finish reading your? What did you get? Anything nice for Christmas that you'd like to talk about?
I got loads of nice things for Christmas, but nothing particularly like.
No comment.
But no, nothing particularly, outstanding. I appreciated everything I got for Christmas. All right, it's pretty good. Chocolate.
That's fair enough. Mate, you can't go wrong with chocolate. I ate
No,
all
you
my
can't.
chocolate before Christmas, so.
Gift cards for Pizza Express.
I think that's the only time people go to Pizza Express is when you have a gift card, because otherwise it's too expensive.
That is true. Yeah.
Like, it used to be so chocker, but now it's just dead.
Yeah, me and Becky get vouchers from Tesco's.
How much are the vouchers? Is it like a certain amount of money, or is it % off?
So it's money, and you get them for club cards points. So
okay.
I think you can convert like 4 club card points into £1, or so many club card points you can like half the value, and you get that much in.
Right, go on. What's your guess? How many? I'm gonna fact check you. How many club card points do you reckon it is for £1?
I think to earn the point, is it £4 outside of Tesco's, and then like pound for pound in Tesco's if you spend it?
2 seconds.
I thought you already had it up.
You'll get 1 club card point for every £1 you spend at Tesco.
Okay.
If you spend them in the store of your groceries, 100 club card points are worth £1. So that means that a base value of 1p each. And if you get 1,000 points, that's mad. They're each club card points at 1p.
Okay. That's fair. But me and Becky have like £30 from club card points to spend at Pizza Express, and we've got these gift cards. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's 100. Yeah. The 100 club card points are worth. How many club? Do you know what? I'm gonna do some research and maybe talk about this another day, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about.
How often do you shop at Tesco's?
I never shop at Tesco. So I'm a little man through and through.
Fair. Lidl don't have like a club points scheme. I mean, the scheme
They do.
itself.
They have little. Yeah, they have the little app.
What? And do you get points on that?
I don't know. You know me. I sort of wait for technology to be out for about 6 or 7 years before I download it and trust it. You know. Do you know how long it was that I was still going up at Weatherspoons to the bar to order my food, and people were like, "Why don't you just use the app?" And I was there like, because like it's just easier just to talk to someone.
You still do that to this day?
I do it on the app now.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I converted, but it took me a while.
It did take you a while.
Get used to it. Like, everybody else would be on the app, and I'd be like, I'll just go up. But like, sometimes it'd work. I'd get mine way before everyone else.
Yeah, with drinks, definitely you get them before everyone else. The thing is with these club card points and these like loyalty schemes, they're just like the normal price of food now. Food's really expensive, and the club card makes it just like the normal price, how it should be.
How it should be, yeah. Even then, it's still expensive.
Exactly. So it's all a bit of a scam, really, and all they do is like harvest your data. But at this point, my data's been harvested so many times by so many things. You know, if they know what my weekly shop consists of, I don't really care.
That is fair enough. Well, if you guys needed any more advice, visit Drifty.
Yeah, visit my stream and ask me questions. I'll answer them honestly, as a 25-year-old man.
You're already 25?
I am already 25. Do you remember I was in Scotland for my birthday, and Toby called me randomly and talked to me for like an hour, and then I went, Toby, it's all right. I know you've forgotten it's my birthday. No, I didn't say that. I said, Toby, it's all right. I know you called me specifically because it was my birthday, and you were like,
I was like, yes.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, oh yeah.
Happy birthday. But do you know what? I think that shows what a true friend I am, because I chat just to talk to you, not even just because it's your birthday.
He does play it safe. He calls me 2 times a week, just in case, to really up the chance.
Just in case there's something important going on.
Yeah, or it might be my birthday. It's pretty, you're playing your cards right.
Do you know, my mum had a friend, right? Every time she was on the phone, I would say, "Oh, happy birthday." And she'd be like, "It's not a birthday, but just tell her I said happy birthday." So my mum was a bit like, "Okay, well, Toby said happy birthday." And it sort of became a thing.
Yeah.
So every time I knew she was talking to Marianne, I'd go, "Happy birthday." And so my mum would always be like, "Toby said happy birthday." And, she'd always be like, "Thank you." And anyways, one day I'm just about to go out. My mum's like, she's like, I'm on the phone to Marianne. I was like, oh, is it? I was like, tell her I said hello. She went, really? Really? Today too? Hello? I was like, what? It's like, it's her birthday. I was like, oh, no way. I was like, well, I've been saying it all year, so she's all right.
Oh, one day.
I'm not like, look, you either get one or the other. I either say it on your birthday or every other day. Choose wisely. And then, yeah, did you anything else for Christmas then, or?
No. That was it basically. I did do park run on Christmas Day.
Yeah, no, that was criminal.
Yeah, it was all right.
No, it's not. You did 5K in the morning. Like, you definitely did something naughty that year.
Nah, it's fine. You know, it was good to do a different park run, and because it was Becky's parents' local park run, and you know, I run with Becky. I don't leave Becky behind, so they're not too arduous.
Do you mean Becky doesn't leave you behind?
Yeah, that's. How did you know, Toby? Shush.
Oh no, I gotta have Becky's back here. She's raging. Yeah, well, my Christmas, I was in work for most of it. Quite fun, always quite fun working on Christmas Day. Everyone's like it's
Good
stressful,
vibes.
but everyone's in a good mood. And like, if you do something wrong, you're like, oh, and like everyone you see, like people who don't even usually talk, we're like, oh, Merry Christmas, and all the residents were all happiest days to see us, and they didn't give us any grief because they knew that we were pumping food out that kitchen. And then my highlight though was going because I'd skated to work on my penny.
Yeah.
And because it was Christmas Day, I was able to go in Cardiff. I was able to go in the middle of the road, and there was no cars. And so there was me, the head chef, and then an agency chef. And the agency chef, he cycled up to work. And throughout the day, we realised that we lived quite close to each other. Now we work on top of like a massive hill. Anyways, it was piercing it down in rain, and I turned around to him. I was like, "Look, mate, like we've finished," and like I joked around about him giving me a lift home, and he was like, "How would that even work?" And then I was like, "I'll just jump on my board," and I was "I'll just hold on to your seat," and then he was like. And anyways, the day finished, and I was like, it was absolutely like when it's like tipping it down, like it's almost like it's
Yeah.
doing it as hard as it can. I just looked at him and I went, mate. I was like, it's sound. I was like, just go. I was like, I'm gonna get soaked anyways. I want to hold you back, and he was like, nah, it's all right, bro. Like, and he's Nigerian, right? So I'm not gonna try and do the accent, but he was like, nah, it's all right, bro. Like, it's fine. He was like, I'm already gonna be wet anyways, aren't I? And I was like, you sure? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, how do you want to do this? And I was like, to be fair, like, I don't know. I was sort of joking, but I guess it could work. And then we started going. I started like skating along, and then he started like cycling next to me. And then he like stood up on the pedals and was like, grab onto the seat. So I grabbed onto the back of the seat, and then I was holding on to that. And then we were going. It was going fine. Then we started to go down the hill. And then like I was starting to go fast. And like obviously on the bike for him it probably wasn't that bad, but like the board was wobbling so much, and I don't skate much anymore. So like I was a bit like, oh shit. Like, it's not like back in the day when I was 16 when I was like skating every single day where I could literally like throw the board down, run and jump on it, and 9 times out of 10 I'd be fine.
I saw you absolutely total the
Oh mate,
board a couple of times back in the
I
day.
proper decked it. Like, but that's just how you learn. Like, you just sort of got to get used to it. Anyways, we're going down the hill, and as I said, there was like no cars, but because it was later on in the day, there was been more cars. So we're going down a hill, and I'm like, oh, bro, and they're like, and bear in mind, still pissing it down in rain, going down this hill, and I'm like, bro, and they're like, there's a car to our right, and then he's like, what? And I'm like, car. He turns around, sees the car, and he's like, oh, no, I see, don't worry, bro. And then he puts his brakes on, But
Oh
obviously,
no.
I'm on the penny, and the penny has no brakes, and I'm only an arm's length away from him. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to go into the back of his wheel. And I thought, that's not going to end well for me at all. And so I sort of drift away from him, and then he sort of like turns his head as I sort of fly past him, and then the car goes past him. I'm like wobbling. The car's going next to me, and like the car's like slowing down next to me so it doesn't hit me. But I'm like, it needs to speed up just in case I do wobble and swing off to a side.
Yeah, you'd rather it just get out the way.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I just heard him going, "Sorry, brother," and I just turned and looked, and he was bombing it down the hill on his bike and put his arm out so I could grab onto his arm and get a bit of stability. Luckily, he was a good bike rider, so he was able to like ride one-handed with his other arm out, and me just holding on. And then like whenever we were like, on straights, like I would be like holding on to his arm, and then like I'd still be like kicking along, pushing along, skating. But I was always having that constant push and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that was like loads of fun. And like a
That
few of
sounds
the cars
class.
that did go past us when we got to like the busier bit, like going closer to town. Like there was like people just like smiling and waving at us, and I was drenched. But yeah, and then I basically got home, had a shower, and then called Morgan, opened some presents, drank some Bailey's hot chocolate, and I was in bed by like 9. So
That's pretty good.
so yeah, it was all right. And then right, so New Year's, obviously, you and Becky came up to Cardiff.
Yes, yeah, we came around.
Came up and saw the squad.
Yep, everyone was really nice. Becky liked everyone. It was good.
That was good. I was about to say, I think it was a good evening. I think everyone got on with each other. How much do you remember? Because I got in a very bad way. But that more like the morning after, I was in a bad way. Like when we were actually out, I was sort of sound, but I definitely called it earlier than I have a lot of years.
I remember quite a lot. I remember going out after, so me and Toby went to a bowling alley where we did karaoke with a group of people. It was a lot of fun, and it ended up being, because obviously no one wants to be at a bowling alley New Year's, so we got an extra hour for free of karaoke, and we basically had the bar to ourselves, and everyone was really chill because they were working New Year's night, so it was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, but it was nice. And like one thing I really enjoyed is I just enjoyed not having someone push me in the back all night. And I was like, that's what would have happened if we went out clubbing. Like you just get people like pushing you in the back and stuff, and that's why I just preferred it nice and chilled. Like we had like a own little booth. We got to play a bit of pool beforehand.
Yeah.
Bob, you right. This story is fucking hilarious. Like Bobby is the only person I know who would literally stand at the bar with his calculator. Like, by the way, when I say calculator, I don't mean he brought like a calculator with him. Like he's using
I
a
wish.
calculator on his phone. But he got charged a ridiculous. What did you get charged again?
Basically, I bought like a round of shots, which was meant to be £10, and then I bought a pint, and I was charged £22.
And then wasn't it then like someone got around after we got like drinks after you, and then you were like, hang on, how much did that cost? Like I like got my drinks, and then bear in mind it was a barman that the menu was a thing that like slid across, so like every like 10 seconds it would like go to the next
It was a
page.
screen, yeah, and it changed every like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and then we were like, we were asking him about the deals, and he was like, I don't know. Then you had to like wait until it went all the way through till you were back at the one that you originally saw. Then you were like, yeah, no, it was that. It was full for like 15, and then he was like, oh yeah, sound. And then I managed to get my drink, and then drink about half of one, start playing a game of pool, and Bobby was there still with his calculator. But you didn't you get like another drink?
I got another drink, yeah. So basically, what happened is he's charged me for 2 pints. But I turned around to you guys and I went, don't get that pint, because it's £12. It's not even very good. But then I looked at the thing, because that's when he was like, "Oh, I don't know the price of things. You're gonna have to look at the screen." And I saw it was actually £6. And I thought, that son of a gun, he's charged me for 2 pints. So I quickly did it, I had my calculator out, and I was like, yeah, he definitely did overcharge me. And then he was serving Becky, my girlfriend, who was with me and Toby at the bar. And I went, "Oh, excuse me," to him while he was like ringing up Becky's drinks. So he was just putting them into the cash register. And he properly gave me the hand and went, "Look, mate, I'm trying to do something here. Like, leave me alone. Don't get mouthy with me." And I was like, "What?" I'm stood with the people you're serving. He was like, "I'm trying to serve this lady here." And I was just like, "This is my girlfriend. I'm literally with her." You're not serving a different group of people.
You're like, "I brought around the shots for us."
Yeah. I'm not just going to do 5 sour shots my own. I'm not 16, but so eventually I managed to get him. He avoided me, and it was well annoying, and that's why I was up there for so long, because he was deliberately avoiding me and serving other people at the bar, and I thought, oh, this guy's going to be an absolute nightmare all night. And then his like manager came over to me, and I was like, I think he's overcharged me. So they brought him over, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and they were going to make a faff of it, and I was just like, "No, just get me another pint," and that's fine. Just get me 2. If I paid for 2, I'll have 2.
Yeah, you're like, "Look, I was gonna have another one anyway, so it sounds like."
Yeah, exactly. And then and after that there was sound. The guy was nice. I apologized for being stressy, and he apologized for being new, which I did feel a bit bad after that. Yeah, it happens.
Well, classic Bobby getting a little bit rowdy. Love it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be New Year's without it.
Do you remember any of the songs you sung at all, or?
I do, yes. So I know we sung a song. I don't know the name of the song.
Wait, did we sing a song?
We sung a song together. You chose it, and they played the wrong one, but we sung it anyway. No, that was you and Reese. No.
But that definitely happened with me and Reese.
No, that was you and Reese.
And it happened with me and Goldie as well, I think.
Oh, so maybe it did happen with me and you.
Yeah,
just to round everyone off.
I didn't have a great run. Like, I would tell Goldie what I want, and he would go, "We'll give him something similar." And I was like, "What?" It's almost like I was a kid, and he was like, "Nah."
So I remember singing "I'm Just Ken" with Becky. I remember singing "Poker Face" with Becky as well, and I remember singing some James Blunt songs with you. No, with Matt. Sorry, Goldie. And then I did like a freeway song with people. I don't remember what song that was.
Then there was some fruity song.
Yeah, I remember singing a song where someone else we were with made fun of me for being so like robotic, which is true. I think is a fair criticism of me. I sung a song with. I think I sang a song with everyone. I sung a lot. My voice really hurt the next morning.
Oh man, my voice. I didn't talk to anyone until like 7 o'clock the next evening. I didn't say a word to anyone. I was just dying out. Like, I won't get into details because it's a bit grim, but I was dying out. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, no, it was a good New Year's Eve, and I enjoyed it, and also I think it's also going to be known as the iconic one of where the after party did not happen.
Yeah.
Every single person that was going to come, including myself, bailed on that fucking idea. And like we were all, and like if you asked us all at midnight and we were going to do it, we would have all said 100% yes, and we'd have been telling the truth.
Yeah.
And within about an hour and a bit, we'd all gone, no.
So what happened is a lot of people were staying around a friend of ours who's a nurse's house and Goldie's house, and that's his girlfriend, and then but she was on the next day, so she had to leave early.
Goldie takes his football very seriously, so he has a nurse and cool.
Yeah. And so they all left early, a large majority of people, so it was just me, Toby, Becky, and this other girl out. And then Toby wanted to go home, so you left. It wasn't like yeah, you just were like, oh, I'm gonna head back. So you left, and then me and Becky, after a while, decided that we wanted to go back to yours, and we looked at the taxis, and it was the same. It was £30 to get to your house, or £30 to get back to our hotel, and we thought we don't want to spend £60 on taxis tonight.
Well, I was about to say it was a good job you didn't come back. I said that to Reese. I was like, I'm so glad that people didn't come back, and I was like, that was the whole reason why I told everyone. I was like, I'm not in charge of anyone's New Year's. I was like, because I don't plan on being out all night and doing. So I was like, I'm not exactly. I don't want to exactly be people giving me shit for wanting to go to bed. If I want to go to bed, I want to go to bed. Yeah, New Year was definitely good, and we haven't spent New Year with each other in a long time, so
No.
we don't get to do it that often. So whenever we're able to, it was very good, and yeah, I knew that everyone had a really good time. Whilst I read, because I've got it on my notes, I'm like going down. Is I did play football on Monday.
Yep.
Now, bear in mind, this is a team where we do not do. Very rarely do we do well. We've definitely got
You
better,
struggle.
but we get very unlucky losing like 12-8, like 16-9 or something like that, right?
69 is not quite as unlucky.
No,
you're
mate, it
like
is. It
three
is.
three
Mate, you've got to
two
be there. Mate, if you were there, you'd understand.
9-8
No, I'm telling you.
24-2.
Oh, mate, we lost 40-2.
Yeah, that's brutal. That is
Yeah.
brutal.
Anyways, but that was when they put us in Division 1, when we weren't even, like, we didn't know what was going on. Like, we had none of us, like, anyways, enough of that, right? So we started the new season, okay?
Yep.
First game, 8-all going into the last 2 minutes. We lost 12-8.
Oh,
Okay. Next game, every single team doesn't put a team out because it's Christmas time. So everyone draws 0-0. So everyone gets a point.
okay.
Then we played on Monday. So it was me, Reese, who that was his third game for the club, and it's probably like our 10th, but it's his third game.
Yep.
It was Luke, and then Luke's mate, who was he was like a semi-pro, but he had a massive groin injury. Like, he could not kick the ball, but like he could dribble the ball, but he just couldn't shoot.
Okay.
Right. Anyways, we get there. So there's 4 of us, and there's 8 of them, but they're all like 17, and like we're all looking, but we're there like shit. Like, most of us smoke, and there's 4 of us. Like, we're gonna be a man down, and they've got subs. So then, like, the ref came up to us like, "Look, there's a problem. There's 8 of them." And then we were like, right. And then I was like, well, we're not going to let them have an extra person. Like, we're already a person down. I was there like, well, the logical thing to do, just tell them to give us 1 player. That way everyone gets to play. We get to play. We don't care who it is.
Were you not worried
Anyway,
that they'd sabotage you?
well, mate, they went to they went, oh, they can have Jay, and this kid fucking banged the goals in, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, we won 14-10, but yeah, no, it was good.
That worked out.
I did enjoy that.
Should sign him.
Well, no, but the thing is what I said to them, like, when we were leaving, I was like, maybe you guys should start him next game. Just a little bit word of advice.
Yeah, give him some time on the pitch. It seems like he had something against you.
That was quite good. We were not expecting to win, and it was playing in the snow. Like, literally the last like 10 minutes of the game, like, it was hard to see the ball because it was like literally snowing that heavy. Like, the snowflakes were big. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool. So we've talked about New Year's. What are some of your favourite New Year's, and what do you think is the best New Year's activity?
Best. Oh, well, I'll answer the second one first. Best New Year's activity is hanging out with your close ones, like your partners and like your best friends. Like, maximum group of about 15-20 of you, maximum.
Okay.
But if I being honest, like 8 to 10. to 50. Like, do you know what I mean? Like a smallish group.
Yeah.
And then not doing anything too big, not going out clubbing or anything. Music, definitely. Something to sing along to. Make sure you start drinking early.
Yep. I think, like, don't have too big expectations, because that's where it always falls apart.
Well, if I'm being on, like, yeah, but I feel that you sort of, it is, like, because most people can look back at a bad New Year's, and it is just sort of something you have to go through.
Yeah, fair. It's a rite
It's
of
almost
passage.
like your first breakup. Like, it sucks, but you're just going to have to go through it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, it just, shit's going to happen.
I found I used to enjoy house parties. House parties were like my favorite New Year's.
I love house parties, but it's there like it's going to a location where we can all meet up, and then also finding someone's house who's willing to be
have everyone.
But yeah, no, I do agree. I definitely think that like that, but that's what I mean though. Like you big like gatherings or things like a barbecue or something with your just in the circles, not with random people that just can tag along.
Yeah, you don't really want that.
If you do want that, then obviously you can go out. But like for me personally, I don't. I'd rather just be with people, or the opposite. If I'm going out, I want to go out,
like a big event.
Yeah,
sort of ticketed.
And then I'll just feel alone in the big event. It's fine.
So we'll cry in the corner.
Yeah. No, I'll cry in the middle.
So one of my favourite New Year's was when we were talking over Zoom and playing Rocket League.
Mate, that is honestly that would probably be that's my top 2 or 3. I think the other one would be when we had the house party when me and Brent lived next door to each other.
Yeah, that was sick. That was a really good one.
That was awesome. But in saying that, I had a really good New Year this year.
Yeah, this year it was definitely up there.
Like zero drama.
Yeah.
Like I even managed to hand in an assignment.
Yeah. Me and Becky at like 8 o'clock on New Year's.
brosBTalking used collective minds.
yeah. We proofread.
We thought outside the box. That's what it was.
Exactly. Yeah. We just proofread work.
Oh, right, Bob. I have got to ask you about this. You did write it. Hang on. Where did you write it? I think you might have written it in the Google Doc. Something about a fitness workout.
Fitness regimes. Yeah, I thought we could maybe talk about.
What did you? I'm not gonna lie. That was one thing I did sort of gloss over. I was like, right. I'll just go with. Cause I'm assuming you're telling me a regime. Or was I meant to make one?
No. I just thought you could talk about what sort of sports and fitness things. Any goals? If you don't have any goals.
Oh, for us personally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What, for each other or for ourselves?
For ourselves, I was thinking we can do it for each other if you want.
Well, we can do one of each.
Yeah.
For myself, what, long term or short term?
We'll do long term.
Long term, I want to be I want to be fight ready in the ring in March.
Okay. I'd say that's short term. We are in January.
Look, I keep telling myself it's a long way away, okay?
That is 2 months.
The more unfit I am, the more I feel like Rocky when I first start training.
No, that's
because
fair.
I see the do you know what I mean? I feel more like the underdog. I see the improvements.
The stairs in Cardiff aren't that hard to run up.
Look, Bobby, the one time I did this before, it didn't fail me. So,
yeah.
With all of that knowledge.
Oh, we could review the fight again.
Oh, mate, I would love to actually, but we'd have to get Elliot on for that.
Get Elliot on,
written notes and shit on that, and I think he's the perfect person to have on for. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, we'll float that idea with him. He'll love it. He'll love being involved.
Do you know what? We might have to. Do you still have our old videos on when we predicted Like I know they're not published anymore, but do you still have them? I wonder, like, if we could just even listen back to hear what we said.
I have a folder with the videos in. I can have a look and see
Yeah,
if
well,
there's
I was
any
about to say, even if
predictions.
you send it over, I'll find out which one it was, which state to send over to me, and I'll have a little listen. It'll be interesting. I can sort of write down what I said I thought was going to happen, because I had absolutely no idea. And I remember saying to you guys, I was like, I'm as curious as you what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Like, because I was there, like, I don't know. Like, I was there, like, you're just a bit like, oh. And, like, what I will say is I do remember, I don't know, it must have been like 7 or 8, I don't know, maybe like 6 seconds in. And I just, like, I remember, like, throwing a punch, and then, like, it, like, slightly missed. And I just remember going, oh shit, yeah, we're in here. Like, fuck. Like, I've definitely pissed them off now.
For those who don't know, Toby took part in a charity boxing event last March, and he's hoping to do it again this March.
And yeah, and that was for Cancer Research UK, and I believe at the moment it's for awareness for like mental health.
Okay.
That would also be something that I would feel very strongly about, like helping towards.
Yeah, that's good.
So yeah,
Great
but
causes.
I'm not too sure. I have to see what's going on with uni. Worst case scenario, I just have to fight a few months after that. But at least getting back into going on runs. And I'll just say I would say keeping at the football, but I wouldn't even say that's a target, because I know I'm going to do it because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, fair.
So it's a sort of silly target for me to do, because I'm there like, well, I'm already doing it, and I know I'm going to carry on doing it.
You're very much a goal-driven person, though, aren't you? You need sort of
I love having targets. Yeah, if I don't have targets, I can be fucking lost. Do you know what? That's what I feel very similar. Not boxing technique, anything like that. Mind wise, I feel very similar to like Tyson Fury, like that. As when he's focused, he seems like a really good family man, all this. But when he's got nothing to focus on, he goes off the rails.
Mm.
And I think I'm very much like that. And setting like little targets, as in like every 2 or 3 months, is good for me, because if I'm setting a target, like it's like at the moment, my main target is getting my degree.
Yeah.
But whilst I get my degree, I might as well work on playing football, work on doing podcasts, work on doing streaming and this, that, and the other. Look at getting healthier, working on different skills and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I would say mine is.
Okay.
For me, what would you say yours is for you?
So the reason why I picked this topic is because I do feel bad for ragging on people's New Year's resolutions to get
Oh
fit.
yeah, no. If you just started the gym in January, I just want you to know that Bobby's not that impressed.
No,
He will be impressed if you are there in March, though. And he said he will write
that is
you a
true.
written apology.
Yes, I'll do a FIFA apology on my Facebook. I'll tag you in it.
You'll have to post a video on our Instagram reels.
I will. I will.
Oh, talking about that, are you able to get the photo that we posted?
Yeah.
Well, our PR team posted. You know, it was never clear who posted it.
No.
We can never tell.
But yeah, no, I have the photo. Yeah, and it's AI created as well, so it's not copyrightable.
Yeah, are you able to show? Are you able to show it on the screen? That'd be quite cool to show that, because it's quite funny as well.
It is quite funny. I've got quite a few on here, but yeah. So I picked the fitness regime thing just because I've been obviously to the gym the last couple of weeks, and I noticed that the quality of people starting in January has increased dramatically this year. And I don't know if it's like TikTok or YouTube being utilized more effectively by older people. But I've been well impressed with the newbies in the gym, because usually I go in and I want to do like squats, deadlifts, or like upright rows, and there's only one squat rack in my gym. And like last year, you go in there, you see someone doing literally the worst deadlifts of all time, like back
Do you
rending.
ever go over and help somebody if they're doing it wrong though?
I'm too awkward. I do I think.
But I would prefer it. Like, honestly, if I was doing it right, and I knew that somebody was watching it, and they're like, he's doing that wrong. Like, definitely when it comes to lifting weights, that if you're doing it wrong, you're more likely to get injured and put pressure on your joints.
Yeah.
I would much rather somebody go up to me. Like, I've had people come up to me before and go, by the way, bro, if you stand a bit back, you bend your knees, and I was like, oh yeah, and he was there like, see, he was like, and then he sort of was there like that way. He was there like, yeah, you're able to do that. He was like, when you're like swinging down. I think it was when I was doing my like triceps or something, and it was like when I was very first doing it, and I stood right next to it, and I was like trying to pull it, and he was there like, look, if you go further back. He was like, do you see how it's like now it's actually working on that bit? You're not just trying to pull the rope down. He was like, you're trying to get it angled to work. You know what I mean? And him talking to me, yeah, it was a bit embarrassing because I realized I was doing it wrong and I'd done it wrong a few times in front of other people. But I was glad he did because now I know when I'm doing it right. And I've also gone to people, oh, by the way, I've just gone, I find it helped me when I did this. And I just told them that, and then to carried on. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go, oh, it's better to do this. I just go, oh, I find it better to do that. And then they can try it. And then they go, oh, no, this way's better. Then I'm like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah, no, you should do that. Definitely, you should do that. I haven't in the past, but usually the one I remember, the deadlifts they were doing were back rending. If they'd gone up with some weight, so as well, they were deadlifting like 20 kg, which they were a man, and that is probably nearly useless. Obviously, doing it maybe as a warm up or just to test out your technique, but he was doing sets of it. But yeah, and he was not doing the right technique because the bar was too light. Basically, the bar's too light. You're not going to be able to activate
but
the body parts.
I do agree with you, okay?
Yeah.
But I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? I'm trying to think of a way I can reference this to another sport or something, okay? The five-a-side football league that I'm in.
Okay.
Right? Is just because somebody's not as good. Like when we play Division 1 teams get absolutely rinsed, right? Just because we can't play them doesn't mean that we shouldn't play football. We just play in a lower division, right? And just because you're not good at something doesn't mean. And I know you're there like, oh, but that's not really doing anything for them. But that could be the same as me going, oh, why is somebody waking up and going for a walk around the block? Like they're not even walking that far, and they're not really breaking much of a sweat. But that's better than them not doing that.
Yeah, true. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just annoyed because it's almost like if there was only one football pitch in the entirety of Cardiff and people were using it to play tennis.
Yeah,
you'd be a bit like, guys.
I do know what you mean. Yeah,
because there's only one squat rack. I would not have minded if there were multiple squat racks. I would have just done my sets if I saw him do anything dangerous. Because, like I was saying, it's such a lightweight that as a man.
Because it was such a lightweight, you could have even gone. But I'm just playing devil's advocate here. By the way, I'm not saying that I would like. But what you could have done is maybe, if you see them doing that and they're doing it with a lightweight, you could just tell them, it's the exercise you're doing, be better doing it on that.
Yeah.
And just think of something that worked better for them for that exercise. So they're using that lightweight, then maybe using dumbbells or something like that might be a bit better.
Yeah, kettlebells would have been probably the best in that situation.
Exactly, like it's it's
no, I know what you mean, but that wasn't my main argument. My main argument was that people need to start off doing something that they can manage. So not going to the gym every day, if from no fitness at all. Going to the gym every day is going to be difficult to maintain, especially because you're going to really ache after the first few sessions if you've never done any weightlifting before. And so you got to manage that.
Yeah, I do agree. I think maybe we both definitely agree that there should maybe be a bit more supervision in the sense of somebody maybe walking around and then maybe having that awkward conversation for you. But like in the gym at uni, I have seen somebody, he's gone over and spoke to somebody when they're using a machine. He's gone, oh, you use it. I see lots of people use it like this. You can injure yourself. And he's gone, if you use it like this, and then gone and shown them, and then and done that well. But lots of them will just sit on their phone and just sort of like, oh yeah, it's not really my problem. And I sort of understand where they're coming from in a sense, because they don't want to necessarily go up to someone and then them get offended and them going, actually, this is my max weight. Like, what do you mean this is light?
Yeah. If he was struggling with the 30 kg deadlift, he was a big dude, but is in tall. But yeah, so my one thing I noticed this year is that a lot of the new people that I've spotted, because I go most mornings, probably like 4 or 5 times a week. I noticed that a lot of people are actually doing decent exercise routines or doing things properly, and I reckon that's because people are using YouTube and TikTok and other apps more effectively. Sort of middle-aged people, I mean, because usually it is the sort of either really old people, not really old people, middle-aged people, and really young people that you see in January doing things that you're like, oh my god, did he just throw a 20 kg kettlebell over his own head? It's like a 16-year-old. You're like, oh my god, he's gonna kill himself. But but I think because a lot of people are getting a bit more savvy, middle-aged and older, they're getting more savvy with YouTube. They might even have TikTok and stuff. They're actually starting off doing routines they see on those apps, and they've been created by professionals.
Yeah, no, I'm about to say,
So I was well impressed, to be fair, and I do want to roll back some of my comments and say, you know what, I don't mind.
Well,
Didn't really mind in the first place.
Do you know what, Bobby? If that was a confession, I would have given you a pardon.
Oh, thank you. I was too mean to people starting fitness, starting.
You
too
was
much.
you definitely you put the hammer down on them.
Look, you gotta make sure it's doable. That's all I'm saying, right? If you want to start off your fitness journey going for a walk around, your local housing estate, do it. If you can do it every, few days, every week, every day, if you can, but you got to start somewhere and build up. No one, Arnie wasn't built in a day.
Yeah,
2 days. You're not going to get as ripped as Toby overnight.
2 days. It's like Arnold, a lifetime work dedication, or 2 days look like Toby.
Yeah. But yeah, and then my fitness goals.
I was about to say we went off on a massive tangent then of why you picked the topic.
Yeah. I thought I'd justify it. I think I want to do more compound lifts. I want to get back into doing compound lifts. I really want to try squash and tennis a bit more often this year. I think me and Becky, I played squash once with Jack last year, and I played tennis once with Becky. I want to do it at least 2 times this year.
I'll make one time at least take me tennis. I haven't played tennis since I was younger.
Yeah, we can do that. Me and Becky have guest passes, so we can next time you come up, we can do.
Yeah, mate. I'll come up. I'll bring my A game. I'll practice on the Wii Sport. Tell you what, mate. If it's anything like the Wii Sport, you are fucked.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've got that speedball on lockdown.
Yeah, the serve.
A little swish and flick, mate. They call me the Nadal of the Rafa.
Right. What?
Rafa Nadal?
Isn't it like Rafael? No.
I think no. There's Rafa Nadal.
Adele. Isn't she a singer?
Not Adele. Nadal, like
Nadal.
Nadal.
What are their names? I only know Andy Murray.
There's
Djokovic. Yeah.
And then there's the name I just said that is now sounding weird because I've said it so much.
Yeah. Adele.
No, not Adele.
No, Adele.
But well, I don't know what you've done to me there.
I've broken your brain. Adele.
No, stop saying Adele. No, Nadal. He's Spanish.
Nadal, is it?
Nadal.
Is
Nadal and Federer. Nadal, Federer.
Oh.
And then Djokovic. And 2 of them look very similar, I think. What was yours again? Doing a heavy deadlift?
No, I was just going to say I want to do more compound lifts. I want to go swimming as well. I did get into the habit of swimming every Friday. But I want to pick that up again because I kind of let that slip.
So it sounds like it's like getting more, like getting. I'm going to be broad here, Bob.
I
You've
am.
gone squash, tennis, thing like focus on something.
I'll
So you can still
do.
do them all, but like like I didn't mention football. If you know you're definitely going to do them.
I'll do the compounds. I want to incorporate more compound lifts into my
Okay,
workouts.
so we're going to be asking next pod how many you've done, what's going
Oh
on.
yes, yeah, we're incorporating that. Nice. No, I like it. And then fitness wise
Yeah,
for you,
yeah, I've got that.
got that written down. Got that recorded. How about with you to go on 4 runs before the next podcast?
All right.
Is that too low, too high?
No, I think that's a good number. I'll probably have like three like decent big runs and then one small run.
Okay, fair. Right,
Obviously, if I've got the legs to do it, I'll do. I went for literally the other day. I came back, I was out of breath. Joe was like, "What did you do?" I went, "Oh, mate, I was playing FIFA, and then I realised I hadn't gone for a run all year." He was like, "For fuck's sake!" And I was there like, "No," but I was there like, "That's a stat you want to get rid of quickly." Definitely in your 20s. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You don't want to be getting into February, March, and still saying that.
We talked about in a previous podcast. We talked about the worst animals that, if they all turned on humanity, who would do the most damage, and we agreed birds are the most dangerous.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, and they're fucking scary.
They are pretty
Like,
scary.
I got attacked by a seagull, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
Ugh, I
there's.
just imagined it on my shoulder then.
I paid the seagull to attack you.
Mate, honestly, it was very, very scary. I threw pizza and ran.
It's so bad that you gave up the pizza to the
Oh, mate,
seagull.
I
That's
literally I
not.
didn't care at that point. I was so scared they came out of nowhere. Like, before I knew it, there was 7 of them around me. I literally just went to take a bite, and it like took a bite before me. I was like, what?
You can't give in to the seagulls.
No, they'd already bitten it. I didn't fucking want it anymore.
Oh right. Oh fucking hell.
It was a Greg's pizza, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, they are pretty good.
Yeah, I know, but they're only little, so it wasn't like I gave them a whole pizza when they took. No, I'd fucking fight them off with the slice they bit. But I was out of there and I ran, and then one of them like flying like after me, and I was gone, mate. I was gone. Scary moment in my life, you know.
Fucking seagulls.
Definitely top 3 moments. Life flashed before my eyes. I've got a your one, by the way.
What's my one?
I want you to do by next pod. Are we saying for like next
2 weeks.
Wednesday, or are we saying for next like pod?
Next pod.
I want you to do 150 burpees.
150 burpees. Okay, that's pretty cool.
And you can do them however you want, but I want to know how you did them.
Okay.
You can space them out however you want, but if you're being a pussy about it and do one every hour or something, you got to tell us that you did it like that.
I feel like if I did one every hour for 150 hours straight, that would be pretty impressive.
I wouldn't be impressed with that.
I'd be awake for like
Well, no,
6,
you can go
7
to sleep,
days.
just set an alarm, and then wake up, do a burpee, go back to bed.
That's like some sort of torture.
Right.
But fair enough. Okay, I'll do decent amount of burpees at a time.
You know what?
Don't
I've
worry.
changed it. That's what you've got to do.
No, no, you're abusing the system.
Now you mentioned it might be torture.
You're abusing the system immediately. Talking of seagulls, I have removed the image from the thing. I have animal news for the new year. Toby, have you ever heard a chicken before?
Have I ever heard of a chicken? Yeah.
No. Have you ever heard a chicken? What do they do?
What?
They don't bleat. They
What's the
squawk. Make
Yeah,
a noise.
I've heard a chicken. Like I worked on a farm.
An Australian study suggested that humans can tell chickens' moods by their sound of their squawks and clucks.
Yeah. they're
69%
always
of
not
people.
happy.
No. 69% of 194 people correctly identified chicken excitement out of just like a soundboard of clucks. They got it right. So that was a study released in the new year. Pretty cool.
So a human told another human that they were correct in thinking that.
Well, so what they did is they recorded chickens.
Chickens, not ducks.
Not ducks.
I
You
was
immediately missed it.
well, okay, carry on.
So humans recorded chickens being fed, running around with each other, and then when they were like annoyed or actively being annoyed at each other, and then they played them all the sounds, but only really wanted to identify the ones where they were being fed treats, because that was happy clucks that we know for sure. Because you're right, we don't know.
Couldn't that be their like feeding sound?
Maybe, but I feel like these people would know that. They've worked with chickens loads, probably. And
Yeah,
over
but
half
who's fact checking these people?
other scientists.
Well, yeah, but other people who. But who was the first person that was like, look, I understand this about chickens, and then we've just gone by that word?
The first chicken farmer. He was a great man, Toby. Don't call into question his teachings.
Well, I was about to say, yeah. What science did he? Do you know what, Bob? There's some holes in this.
There
Sorry,
aren't any holes.
I'm not trying to put it down on
Humans can tell when chickens are excited for food just by the sound of their clucks.
That is pretty interesting, to be fair.
If we played cluck noises, me and you are more than half likely to say, I reckon that cluck is when the chicken's about to be fed.
Well, yeah, but then you also got to go on the intelligence of a person. Like for me and you, yeah, me maybe. I don't know. I feel the pressure.
Too much pressure. How do you know the chickens were excited?
Yeah. I'll be there like, yeah. Is it excited to attack me? Like it could be. Like that's why it's excited.
Toby, your hatred for birds knows no bound.
No, me and the birds are one.
All right, we're sticking in Australia for my second piece of animal news.
We'll stick. We're still down under then.
Yep. Inmates in a women's prison in Australia are teaching retired greyhounds, so greyhounds that have been racing, how to be good house pets ready for adoption. So they're utilizing the women prisoners to train the dogs that have been basically just racing dogs their whole lives how to be house trained.
Mate, do you know what I thought you were going to say then that scared the hell out of me?
What?
I thought you were going to say that they were training them to be the police dogs. And I was like, I don't know why they're not already the police dogs.
I feel like...
like, you make them the police dog, you're fucked.
I feel like police dogs...
I feel like they just have a wide variety of a group, you know?
Yeah, but certain dogs are bred for, like, attacking. And German Shepherds and sort of pit bulls are the best when it comes to that. Dogs are so fast over a short distance that I don't know if, like, a fast dog would even make a difference to, like, most humans. You're not really getting away from any dog other than, like, maybe a Chihuahua.
Nah, but even so, like, it would change the game, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty good. Maybe if you released, like, a greyhound and then, like, a muscle dog, like a pit bull afterwards.
I'm not being funny. I think there'd be a lot more fear of police if you knew that those police could run 100 meters in at least 13, 14 seconds. But
definitely.
they can't. Lots of them can't do it in 20.
No, so I like your thinking. So we have greyhounds and then we have XL bullies, and you release them at the same time. The greyhound slows the person down, the XL bully just kills them.
Exactly. Or the fast one just keeps an eye on him. Keeps next to him barking, and the other dogs just follow the bark.
Yeah, that's like a homing missile. I love it.
Oh, mate, right, copyright this. How do we trademark this? Disney? This is a fucking. They might be listening.
XL bullies. Don't take
no,
our
but
idea.
it's like a team of dogs. I think there's already a cartoon called like Pet Patrol. Actually,
there might be. Isn't it Paw Patrol?
I say there might be. Like, as I said, Pet Patrol. I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't think it's to do with like what we're on about. Like, I'm on about like a whole world of like where the dogs
I don't
Like
know. I feel
the
like Paw
dog world.
Patrol is just like cops, but it is for police dogs.
Yeah, no. See, we need you know,
We need to get on this quick before it gets snapped up.
we need the German Shepherds. We need the German Shepherds in there. We need the colleagues in there. We need the Dalmatians in there. We need the
Yeah.
Labradors in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You need
Like
that whole
I'm
variety,
not
like
sure the
G-Force.
sausage dog. I don't know. I don't know if that can run 100 meters in 20
But
seconds.
they can get into little holes. If you run into a building, Sausage Dog
See,
flies through a
exactly.
little hole in there
Perfect.
with you.
And then when they're running away, one of the bigger dogs can just like bite it, like like the puppy fat, and just sort of run with the little sausage dog in its mouth.
Yeah, the Greyhound can pick up the Sausage Dog and the Chihuahua.
And we can make the little Scottish dog, the little Scottish dog. Well, I've already given it away now. The little dog Scottish.
Oh, right. So we are thinking of a sort of G-Force-esque film now.
Yeah, like I feel that we can definitely carry on this
We need to
another time.
brainstorm.
We maybe not publishing all the ideas at once, because I think this is a groundbreaking one. Do you know?
It's
Right?
fantastic.
Hang on, this is a bit off tangent, right? But just I once came up with a game that then turned up in a magazine, and I remember being really annoyed, going, "I could have been a millionaire," and then as I got older, I realized that it probably was in the magazine for a week and then got rid of it because it was shit. And it was basically just top trumps, yeah.
Yep.
And then one of them was you shooting, one of them was them defending, right?
Yeah,
And
wasn't it the penalty thing?
yeah, and you
You've told me
basically
about this.
yeah, and you basically write top left, bottom left, or like middle, top right, bottom right. You write where you're going to shoot, they write where they're going to save, and then you both turn your cards over and you see what happens. And then that's how you do like the penalty shootout. So it's almost like a rock, paper, scissors penalty shootout thing. And they had these cards and it came in this like match of the day thing. And I remember seeing it. I said to my mum, I told you last year about this game and you said it was stupid. And yeah, and then obviously like that game never really blew up. But yeah, but I'm glad you remember me talking about this before. It means I'm not going crazy, that like this is like a genuine like thing.
Maybe your mum sold it to Match Tax. Maybe she sold the idea.
Mate, I'd actually be fuming if she did that. I would. I'd be fuming.
God damn. Right. Animal news. There's been a rise in tiger sightings in Thailand, which is good because they're endangered, which is nice. And there's been a study released about how beavers in Canada and Alaska are exacerbating global warming.
Elaborate.
So, beavers, they love cutting down trees and making dams. And what those dams do is they flood the surrounding area so that the beavers can swim around, get to more plants without crawling around on land and getting eaten by bears. So the beavers, global warming is melting the frost and letting beavers range much further north than they would normally. The beavers are doing their thing. They're making dams. And what they're doing is they're flooding areas of land that have been frozen for thousands, millions of years. And what that does is it defrosts the land. And the land captures loads of CO2 when it's called permafrost because it's permanently frosty. But with the beavers are thawing it out by making their little homes.
That was a good name for it as well.
Exactly, yeah. Permanently frosty, permafrost. And so they're defrosting the permafrost and they're releasing loads of methane and CO2 because it's trapped in the permafrost. So go beavers. No?
How do we solve that? Do we have to go kill them?
No, I feel like it's just further evidence that we've kind of checkmated ourselves with the old global warming. But you told me not to get too political, so
logistically,
yeah.
If we did kill the right amount of them, or why can't we just go and just undig the little huts they make?
Yeah, we could do that. We could just capture them.
But isn't that much easier? Like, if we can't kill them, why don't we just stop what they're doing? Make it harder for them. We're humans. We can work with the other animals.
Yeah. I mean, you are right. We could probably try and stop them. I say, if you can't beat them, join them. Let's just start flooding places, see what happens.
maybe it's not the birds. Maybe it's the beavers. Do you know? there's a football pundit. He's called Chris Kamara, and one of the times when he was calling a game, they were like he was talking about these two teams. I think it was like Tottenham and Burnley, and he was like, Tottenham are all over them, but Burnley are fighting like beavers. And they're like, and then they went, and then in the studio they went, they're fighting like what? Did you say beavers? And he was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah. And then he was like, oh, ferocious beavers. And then yeah, but then the other day I saw a video of a honey badger, a honey badger, like literally squaring up to like three lions, and like
Honey
them
badgers are
backing
brutal.
off.
Yeah. They're one of the only animals in the animal kingdom that will go for your privates. Most animals just kind of like go for you. Honey badgers aim for your dick because they know that they're small, but they could do a lot of damage if they land.
Yeah, nah, fuck that.
That's why the lions, Toby, were like, I'm not fucking with that thing. They were looking at it like, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Oh well, that's so yeah. There's a bit of good. There's a bit of good and bad in there.
Yeah. Good animal news. It's always nice when we have good animal news.
Do we have any dog news?
No dog news. No. They've been keeping their noses out of trouble.
That is
year.
Good. We'd be barking up the wrong tree talking about that.
Yes.
Dad jokes 101.
Yeah.
Did you have any more animal facts?
No, that's the wrap up for so far 2024 so far animal news. Might be a week late or out of date because I did look this up last Wednesday.
Right. Before we, because I'm about to say I've got the the things of our goals.
Yep.
Do you want them before or after the interview? I reckon before, then end on the interview.
Yes, yeah, that sounds good.
Right, okay. So what I've got is Bobby's goal. I've sort of done you two little ones.
Okay.
Bobby's goal is to push Drifty and brosBTalking, and I put in highlight shout out posts, shorts, highlights, or clips.
Yep.
And then I've also put to start watching House of the Dragon episode 1 so we can discuss it next pod.
Okay. No, that sounds good.
Did you have one down for me or?
I did. So my one is I've got two little ones as well. I was just gonna pick one, but as you gave me two, I'll give you two little ones. Next couple of five-a-side games, I want you out goal, Toby.
What do you mean though? For how? Because like I can't be out a goal. Like from the start of the game, I know I'm in goal.
So I reckon play at least.
Like, I came out a goal
half a match
on Monday, and I scored.
Half a match out of goal. It doesn't have to be one half, but time-wise.
Oh, what in the next 2 weeks to get? Well, to be fair, I should be able to do that because I have asked everyone that because we're playing my work next.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was who we were going to be playing on Monday, but they changed it to that we were going to be playing them next week.
Okay.
And and work messed me around with my pay, so this is like the only way I can get a bit of payback by banging loads of goals against them. It's almost like the perfect thing for me. They were like, look, we can't really do anything about it, but you can play us some football. It's like, all right. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And we'll have the team back as well. So
yeah, nice. And then my other one is try to make sure you eat a fair amount of food. So I don't know, do you eat lunch every day?
Yeah, and to be fair, I think eating more. That's definitely a good one.
Yeah, just you need that mass, you need that fuel.
Yeah, no, I definitely definitely if I'm going to be going on these runs and stuff, I definitely need to be eating. Like, I do not go on runs if I'm not eating because I'm there. Like, I will just die.
Yeah, and running out of energy sucks. Like, it really sucks. You just feel nauseous and just horrendous.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long, but yeah, no, I think they're good ones. I'll definitely keep you posted on it, and we can go over it next pod and see what my progress is. And
Yeah.
what about points wise for the next 2 games for the 5-a-side?
Ooh, I reckon try to
To get 3 for
win.
a win, 1 for a draw.
Yeah, but I don't want to
2
lowball
games.
it. 2 games. I reckon get at least 2 points. So maybe a win, maybe 2 ties.
Okay.
Aim for that.
I'm personally hoping for 2 wins
Fingers crossed.
because I
believe.
reckon we can beat the team we're playing, and then I reckon with the momentum of that, we can win that game, and then all of a sudden we're in a title race.
Nice.
Matt and I will keep you guys posted on that.
Excellent. So we got our little tasks for the next pod. Remember to sub, follow if you can. Really help us out.
Yeah, in the link in the chat, is it in there, Bob? The YouTube.
Yep, I'll get the YouTube up again. I posted.
Right, yeah, we'll put the YouTube one in there, and if you're able to drop us a follow, that would be gratefully appreciated. Or if you are listening to this on YouTube, if you're able to subscribe to us, that would be really appreciated, and then you can be notified when we go online, and then we go on a game or something you want to jump on with us, then you can let us know.
Every Wednesday.
But yeah, every Wednesday, brosBTalking, we're here. And we're
queer.
gonna we're gonna sort out our I'm gonna sort out my camera, and then we can both be on cameras.
Totally. Cheers.